Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and today we're going to take a look at these convention cars. So I did attend the 23rd Annual Collectors Nationals in Columbus, Ohio. If you haven't seen my last weekly episode, I went over the entire haul from the convention, from the room-to-room sales, which is definitely the part that I love about these conventions the most. Is just walking room to room and seeing what you're going to find. So definitely watch that video if you haven't seen it. I got a lot of really cool stuff and just had a great time going room to room, meeting people and all sorts of things. So for this episode here on the channel, we're going to open up these convention cars. But before we do that, I'm going to talk just a little bit about the convention. So if you've never been to a Collectors Nationals event, this was only my second time being here. So you get yourself a ticket, you get a lanyard with it, and then you have some options as to what you can add on to your ticket. I just had a basic event pass with no extras, so there's my event pass right there. 23rd Annual Collectors Nationals, and then here on the back you can see the cars. Now they did check off 2 finale cars, but I was only able to get 1 because the extra finale car had to be pre-ordered. And then that R, I believe, is for the Red Line Club car, which is that right there. So that's the way that goes. I had an option of getting a patch, and I didn't get a patch. Maybe I should have. They were limited to only 1,000 pieces, and I could have got one. I probably should have just grabbed one, but I didn't. Anyway, and then you can see here there's a partial list of some collectors events. The other thing you need a separate ticket for, well, there's a bunch of stuff you need a separate ticket for, and that's all the stuff that has the little asterisks right there. An Evening with Jimmy Lou, that's the dinner. And that's how you get the dinner car. I did not attend the dinner, but I still was able to acquire a dinner car, which was absolutely awesome. And then let's see here. So you also get like a folder. This isn't going to really go in the shot, but you get a folder here that has more detailed descriptions of the events. It also comes with a questionnaire that I did not fill out, but this kind of asked you how your experience was, what's the farthest you would travel, you know, all sorts of stuff. What castings would you like to see available for convention cars? If you sold in your room, all sorts of stuff. So lots of cool, they want feedback for these events, of course, which is good that they're asking for feedback. Now, there's lots of other events. It seems like the majority of the events that are held are kind of targeted towards the I would say, older generation of collector, and that's fine. So they have some sizzlers, races, a lot of stuff, little seminars. They have autograph signings with designers and stuff like that. Pretty neat. So there's a ton of stuff you can do with just your basic ticket. Of course, I spent all my time just going room to room, trading, and then meeting some people. So that was neat. I got to hang out with John Lambert. Lamley, finally got to meet him in person. That was really fun to have a nice chat with him. You know, we've been talking probably for, I don't know, since like 2020, so a couple of years here. And it was nice to finally meet him in person. And then I also got to meet Mark and Jennifer. Mark I got to talk to a little bit more. And Mark and Jennifer are the people that run the convention, so I got to have a decent chat with them, or at least with Mark anyway. And that was really cool. It was a cool experience to do all of that. But anyway, I definitely recommend at least attending one of these events if you got one close to you. The LA one's for the West Coast people. That one's kind of far away from me to be able to go to them. Plus, the events, by the way, they run from basically, I think Tuesday was early registration, and then the stuff runs from like Wednesday all the way through to Sunday. Sunday, they have a show that's open to the public, like a toy show that's open to the public. But anyway, I recommend hitting up one of these at least one time in your lifetime. If you collect Hot Wheels, and you probably want to go again if you go one time. And I'm telling you, the fun part about it for me is just grabbing all sorts of cool stuff from the rooms. Let's take a look at the card art real quick. We'll go through the 3 main cars. So we have 1, 2, and then the finale car here. And that was the one that was handed out last. So let's get them out of the Protecto here, because these are going to get opened up. So 23rd Annual Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals, 1962 Ford F100. And here's your card art here. This is actually a shot of Columbus, Ohio. And that's kind of cool that the card art has that on there. It's an actual shot, kind of a skyline. Not really a skyline, but you know, some buildings that are actually there. And here's the back of the card. I know I'm not set up for a perfect shot of this, but so these are limited to 6,200 pieces. Driving in at number 1 in a series of 3 vehicles made to commemorate the 23rd Annual Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals Convention. Brendan Vitusky designed the casting, while Collectors Events Unlimited art directed the custom decos. The convention packaging art was done by Julian Coyles. So, very cool. They kind of put that detail on the back there. That is nice to know. So, yeah, it's almost like, so these are commissioned pieces, right? So these, but Hot Wheels designers do get involved. So, but these are commissioned by Collectors Events Unlimited, which is basically Mark and Jennifer. And so they decide what models they can use. They have to deal with all that stuff, all the licensing, all that stuff. I mean, Mattel helps out with that, and obviously, but basically they foot the bill for all these models, and then they, you know, provide them to the convention. And that's both the case for the Nationals and the LA convention. So it's kind of akin to like hobby exclusive, you know, from like Mio exclusives or something like that, where they're commissioning a company to make models. So it's kind of similar to that in the way that they're done. So very cool. And they're always open to suggestions for what models we can see in the future. And of course, they're limited to how expensive the licensing is and all sorts of other stuff. So that was kind of an interesting conversation, by the way, that I got to hear Mark talk about in regards to that. You just don't think about that stuff when you're thinking about these models. You think they could just make anything they want. Well, they can't. They have to, you know, keep the cost under control, and also be able to, you know, these are licensed models. So, all right. So anyway, this one looks pretty cool. You got the event details on the back there in real small writing, which is nice. I like that they do that. This one's got some pinstriping on it. It's just a nice classic looking truck. You got some headlight details up top. Sweet on there. That's a word I'd like to use a lot. Ford on the back. And pretty cool. I don't have any other version of this casting, so it's cool to get a version of this casting in the collection. And yeah, this is a nice one to get. So opening hood, we got motor detail there. Looks really cool. We got a red steering wheel in there as well. White dash, white interior, and of course rear rider tires, of course all metal. Premium casting. So this casting, I believe, has only been released in the RLC prior to this, and that's a lot of the times what castings we are going to see. But this is very cool. I really dig it. All right, so there's that. And then the next one we got is the 1985 Chevy Camaro IROC Z. This undoubtedly is going to be a popular one that people are going to want. Everybody loves this gen of Camaro, and I am in that camp. I'd rather it be a Firebird, but you know, we'll take a Camaro. So 1985 Chevy Camaro IROC Z. We can take a look at the stuff on the back here. Driving in at number 2, a series of 3 vehicles made to commemorate. Brendan Vitusky designed the casting. So this is another Brendan Vitusky casting. Collectors Events Unlimited art directed the custom decos. The convention packaging was done again by Julian Coyles. And this one is 2,678 out of 6,200. Very cool model. I don't think, do I have a premium version of this model? I think I might. I want to say the only other time I've seen it in like a premium was, and you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking it was a Retro Entertainment. I think that's what I'm thinking of. It was a red one. Oh, boy. And of course, I don't have it anywhere near me to actually pull out. And I can't remember off the top of my head right now what it was in there for. But somebody comment in the comments that that I'm not crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and open this one up. So I should also mention, so yeah, you're allowed to you can buy 3 of these models. 3 each of the 1 and 2, okay? And let's check it out. So again, this is done really well because it's just like very clean version of this car. It's got some Hot Wheels features to it, mainly that it's got a big wheel in the back and a little wheel in the front. But you know what? I've seen this generation Camaro, and I've seen people do that to their car. Put a big tire on the back, big fat meat on the back, and give it a little bit of like a rake almost. So this thing is neat. And again, we got just a small little printing here that tells you the details about when the convention was held. And overall, it looks really awesome. So definitely digging this piece right here. I should also mention that these cars are $35 each. So these 2 are $35 each. And they are quite cool to have. So convention pieces are always fun to add to the collection. Here you go, Ohio 23 on the plate. So it's got to be fun to do this if you're running the convention, to be able to like decide what's going to be on these Hot Wheels and actually kind of design your own Hot Wheel. I don't envy the business aspect of it though. Trying to try to put this whole convention together and stuff has to be just a lot of freaking work. Just all the stuff, the hotel, like everything involved in it, coordinating everything, getting everything done. I mean, they put in obviously a massive amount of work into making these conventions happen. And man, I just, hope they're able to keep going. And, who's going to carry the torch when they, who are they going to pass it off to eventually, because you can't do this forever, right? I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. So yeah, lots of work. Driving in at number 3, here we go again. This one is designed from Dimitri. And still, we did the convention packaging art was directed by Julian Coyles again. So we got a Porsche licensing right there. I'm sure just putting this on the package adds a little bit of extra cost. This is model number 823 out of 4,200. There's less of these, and that's because you could get, per ticket, you could get a maximum of 2 of these, but you had to pre-order the second car, the extra finale car. And yeah, so I only got 1. Sadly, I wish I would have gotten 2. But 23rd Annual Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals, Porsche 930. And to note, I believe this is the first Porsche to appear as a convention car. So it's going to be undoubtedly popular, and it's going to be probably expensive to get on the secondhand market, being now that RLC pieces and stuff like that are limited to like in the 30,000s and stuff, and this is only 4,200 pieces. This one's going to be a tough one to get if you weren't there, or you'll be able to get it, I should say, but you're gonna spend a lot of money on getting it. Really nicely done, very cleanly done. Again, you got the little tiny detail there. I'm trying to hold this steady. I had a lot of coffee already this morning. All right, so 23rd Collectors Nationals, Columbus, Ohio, April 5th through the 9th, 2023. Turbo Porsche. Yeah, this is really cool. So this casting's only been used once before, and it was used in a replica entertainment as a cyberpunk Porsche. And I really actually liked that release. I love the deco on it, actually. I thought it was really cool, but it's awesome to get this in a nice, clean, just a straight black. That's the other thing that's cool about the convention cars is they can get these premium cars, like RLC-style cars. Well, this one technically isn't an RLC casting, But you can get these cars in a non-Spectraflame paint job. Because normally if this was ever going to be released in RLC, it's forced to be Spectraflame as part of, like, you know, what they do. So this is the way you can get these castings in another type of paint scheme. So really neat. Yeah, these wheels they move. You can put them flush. So it's an interesting wheel. I like them kind of done as a deep dish. I think they look a bit cooler. So these wheels have been around for a while, though. They actually put these on a Super Treasure Hunt Volkswagen at one point. The like bus truck thing. Why can't I think of it? But anyway, so little Hot Wheels logo down there, Porsche on the bottom. Again, just done very clean. This one probably my favorite, just because I really like collecting Porsche diecast. I just love it. So this is probably my favorite of the entire convention, is this finale car, and I'm very glad that I was able to at least get one of these. All right, next what we'll do is we'll open the dinner car. The dinner car, again, I was very fortunate to be able to acquire because I did not attend the dinner. The dinner is an extra add-on, and they only sell a limited number of tickets, and then when you're at the dinner, you are able to buy extra dinner cars. To be honest with you, the ticket to the dinner is probably worth getting no matter what. And I'll tell you why. Because you will recoup that money. If you buy extra dinner cars, you get the dinner car with a sticker on it that makes it slightly special. Now, they're limited to 5,000 pieces. And I don't know how many extra dinner cars you can buy, but I want to say, I don't know how many tickets they sell to the dinner, but I want to say it's less than 1,000. So, but I'm not entirely sure. I should have found that out, but I didn't. Anyway, then you're able to buy extra cars. So if you take your dinner ticket, which I think is somewhere around the range of like $300 or something like that, you get your dinner car that comes with the dinner ticket. Plus you got a lean customs pin and a patch and some other stuff. And then you got to attend the dinner. Obviously, you got to eat, which is great too. And then you're able to, at the event, then buy extra cars of this. I don't know how many you're able to get or what the limit is, but my guess is if you go to the dinner, you get your car, you buy extras, and then you use those to either trade or sell, you likely will come out ahead, is my guess. So that's my guess. Maybe you don't. I think you probably would. I think if you were savvy enough, I think you'd be able to, you know, you'd make it back. It's a little investment to begin with, but you'd probably make your money back. In fact, if you have a lot of extra stuff to sell, I think going to one of these conventions, you really could possibly profit off of going. If you really did it right, you could end up actually making money while you're on vacation. I don't know if it'd be much. It depends on how much you have to sell out of your hotel room, but I think you definitely could. And I know there's people that go strictly because they're going to make money off of it. So that's just something to think about. If you think about the upfront cost, you know, and stuff like that, you could end up having a good time and then maybe even break even. I mean, that would be pretty cool. You know, obviously there's some other costs involved. You can't drive, you got to fly. If you got to fly, you probably can't take a bunch of stuff with you to sell. The hotel room's an expense, but if you do this right, you probably could either come out ahead or at least get real close to breaking even. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this dinner car was for Jimmy Lou. So Jimmy, he's a marketing director, right, for Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels marketing director Jimmy Lou. So he's responsible for a whole lot of cool stuff, and he got to design this. So yeah, I believe he got to pick the casting. He got to do the deco creation. Of course, the art direction for the card art was done by Julian Coyles again, but this is Jimmy's doing. So if you don't like the deco on this Sylvia, you can complain to him. I think it's kind of neat because it's very unique, and I love that they did the red axle tip things in there. I love that. That's a really nice touch. And it's cool to see this casting kind of released as an ultra premium sort of car. So this one is never been released like an RLC or anything like that. So in a way, it's kind of like that. But this we've seen a couple of times, and this we get this tiger stripe camo. And Jimmy likes tiger stripe stuff. He apparently likes military vehicles and stuff like that. So I think it's cool. It's unique, and that's kind of what makes it cool. And I think this one will probably go for quite a bit on the secondhand market as well. And like I said, if you really kind of play your cards right, stuff like that, you are going to need some money up front to invest, but you can probably walk away from this convention profiting. And I know there's some people that definitely do. But there you go. It looks like mine has a slight little paint flaw right up there in the corner of the mirror. Oh, well. But really, really cool. I'm glad I didn't pay eBay prices for that. Oh. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. All right, so there's that. And then lastly, you have the pink party car, or the RLC car. This goes on sale actually the day that I'm filming this right now. So I'll probably post this video tonight. So let me know in the comments if you got lucky and were able to snag one today from the Redline Club. So this is another one. So this, you're able to buy one of these with your ticket, and the rest of these go on sale at a later date on the Redline Club or at Hot Wheels Mattel Creations, whatever it is nowadays. So these are not numbered at all. These are technically not really convention cars. So you can read that if you want. These things always look good. This pink Spectra Flame is just, it's cool looking. So I really like it. And this car, if you're able to get a hold of some of these, this is going to be one to maybe keep carded and hang on to for a while as I open it up. Because it's definitely going to be a desirable one. All the pink party car, a lot of the pink party cars, especially the desirable casting ones, just climb in value. Because generally they're hard to get a hold of. And they look so cool. This pink Spectra Flame looks really awesome. Depending on the way you look at it in the light, it's almost got like an orange tint to it. And this is really cool. I don't even know. The hood opens on this thing. Should we open it? I kind of want to leave it shut. Oh, it came right open. So, real neat. I gotta stop drinking coffee before I film these videos because I realize that I am shaky. Because I am over-caffeinated at the moment. I guess it adds to the excitement of talking about the cars, but not great for the shot. RLC Pink. And yeah, this thing is sick. So I really like this one. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up between these two. Which one's my fave? I'm going to go with the Porsche still because I'm more of a Porsche collector than I am a Skyline collector, but this thing is really cool that I was able to get a hold of it without, you know, whatever. Maybe I'll get another one today when I try to order from Mattel Creations. We'll see what happens. Very, very cool, though. Very awesome indeed. So, yeah. Recommend if you can get one of those at a good price, it's definitely going to be worth it for you. This thing is really cool, too. All right, so that's going to be it. We went on long enough, but yeah, in short, I definitely recommend attending one of these events if you are able to get the time. You know, you got to get time off of work. I realize that there's a lot of things that could be preventing you from going. But my recommendation is the Nationals is kind of cool. So if you live in the Midwest or towards the East Coast or anything like that, the Nationals is going to be the one that's going to be probably the most feasible one for you to go to, and it moves around from place to place. The last one I went to is in Lombard, Illinois, which wasn't too far of a drive for me, so I just drove there and back. That was definitely cool. That was the first one I went to. This one I was able to drive here as well, and I was able to, you know, visit family in Columbus that I had, so it just kind of made sense for me to attend this one. I don't make it a point to go to every single one because it's just not feasible for me. But like I said, if you really wanted to do this, you planned it out right, you did, you know, you'd be able to, like, you know, do other things besides just go to the convention too, make it an actual, like, vacation. you could turn this into a family vacation. You could actually turn it into possibly a profitable experience for you, or at least you could kind of break even and offset your cost if you kind of plan this out correctly. I realize there's risk involved in that, but it's definitely a feasible thing to do. So, plus, it's just really neat to get together with a bunch of, Hot Wheels collectors and stuff like that, chat with people, meet people, and do all of that. So, yeah. So, consider it, All right. So, thank you guys again for watching another video. Hopefully you like this one. Let me know which one is your favorite vehicle. Let me know if you went to the convention and how your experience was. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.